What's going on, guys? It's your boy 2J's back at it. New video. I'm excited to bring you this one for a couple of reasons. One, I'm gonna share the top 10 selling shoes here at Urban Necessities for the month of July in 2021, and also because I'm getting to hang out with my main man Vic Spencer, a great rapper based out of Chicago who's a massive sneakerhead, and we had to tell his story and really show that he kind of is cool with me and the brand. And I got a lot of cool stuff in the works with him. So sit back, enjoy this video while we talk about music and sneakers, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. So we're here at the crib with my man Vic Spencer from the Shy. And, I'm excited to have him, not only at the crib, but here in Vegas, and to be able to interact with him the last 2 or 3 days and just really kind of building with him. I thought it would be great to, kind of share your story with the people that follow us and kind of why we felt the need, and you know what I'm saying, and kind of tell your journey as to how you got here. So
yeah, and in 2015, I dropped a project, The Ghost of Living with Big Ghost, and it received a lot of love, got a lot of respect from a lot of people, and then I saw you opening a store here and you were playing the entire album while everybody was working, like the beginning of the blueprints, bringing all the shoes in, trucks outside. It was just like the process and the music just went so well with each other. And people brought me to you, man. You the man. And they say, man, look at 2J's playing your music. And I was like, man, I was blown away. And come to find out, 2J's love the music, and and that's all. I'm kind of like that kind of guy. Like, I always have this personal bond with people that have this connection with my music, because I feel like that is me as an individual. The music is so personal. I put a lot of time in it. I put a lot of emotion in it. So when people actually get it, it feels like their family, like almost like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I think music in general, like our culture, right? Like the whole, it's the art of storytelling, and so much of your music is lived out, right? By not only people like myself, but people all over the world, right? So where I think I gravitated to you, and I think a lot of the sneakerheads are gravitating to you, is that you're, like, I could count on a hand how many sneakerheads are rappers that are really sneakerheads that like can hold a conversation and talk about a sneaker and know the history of a sneaker. Yeah. And I don't think there's that many that are as versed as you. Yeah. And I stumbled on your music, and that was one of the things that I caught off ground. But I kind of wanted to share a story of what I had asked you a question when I picked you up from the airport, and we was driving around running them errands when you first got here.
Right.
And I asked you, what was that first album that like made Vic Spencer say, yo, nah, you know what? Let me get a piece of paper and just start going, right?
It was Redman. It was the song. It was Redman's Tonight's the Night. That's what, man, I was so like ecstatic of seeing that joint on the box on TV. I just got in front of the TV and started penning bars, but I really started getting on like karaoke machines and using other radios to record, using another radio to play instrumental. It's when Redman's second album dropped, There's a Dark Side, and man, that's when I was like, yeah, I want to be witty. I want to wear triple fat goose. I want to wear Timbs. I want to, I want to have big fat ass headphones on and Walkmans. I wanted to have all of that in 94, 95, like instantly. I think Redman was kind of like the guy that kind of gave me a sense of personality when it came to culture and music and wanting to be fresh. Redman was like an all around dude. They like, man, he's one of the reasons why you hear Vic Spencer. Yeah.
So I'm hearing this story, and he's like, obviously it's a little bit more in depth, right? Because we're taking this drive, and we were driving around for a couple hours that day.
We was going crazy.
And You know, so I'm so taken back by the story of him, of Vic telling me like, yo, you know what? Like, this is what motivated, this is what influenced, this is what helped create, this is what inspired, this is what gave me my direction. That I picked up the phone and called Red because I've known Red now pretty much since we opened our store. I met him through a good friend of mine who wrote the movie How High, and so that's how we. And I told you a bunch of wild stories with Red and Meth. And to be able to be that fly on the wall, and hear how you're like giving Red his flowers, and what inspired you was like one of those like, for me, it's a monumental moment in rap history that not everybody gets the opportunity. It's one of the, like, that was a beautiful moment, bro.
I thank you for that. I thank you, man, because you surprised the hell out of me, man. Like, oh, I'm calling Redman right now. And, you know, the fact that he answered and the fact that he let me talk to him about how I felt that there is a dark side is what saved me. And
he inspired so many, like, he fathered so many people, bro. Like his whole wittiness, his whole, like, his behavior, the way he carried himself, fathered an entire generation of music. You know, I still think Red is one of the greatest to ever do
it. Top 5 dead or alive. For me, top 5 dead or alive. And it's just not because of, you know, who he is in the game and, you know, how legendary he is. It's just like how great he was at wielding me in. You know what I'm saying? Brought me into his world. Like the Dr. Travis and the Superman Lover and stuff like that.
All the characters he created were amazing, bro.
I'm inspired by that.
He still got the spot too that was on MTV Cribs.
That's crazy.
He still got that spot.
That's crazy.
So growing up in Chicago, right? Obviously, you know, I could take it to the direction that everybody figures the stereotypes, but what were some of your hardships trying to become that artist to make it out of the stereotype? Like, where did you see your support? Where did you see your struggles? Where do you think it helped you? Where do you think it hurt you? Type shit.
Well, a lot of the things that I've done with the music and stuff, it really came from like self wanting to do it. Like, I was going through so much and being in group homes and institutions, and I wasn't dealing with that stuff. Like, I really didn't sit down and deal with it like on a level that I should have. But music is what got me. Music can help me vent. It helped me, you know, like my mom always tell me all the time, like, I'm looking for you to cuss me out of all my siblings. Like, I'm the youngest of 4. My mom tell me all the time, I'm still waiting for you to cuss me out about how you grew up. And it's like, why? You know what I'm saying? Because if I point the finger at her, I got 3 pointing back at me. So it was like, I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it so much on my own that it became part of who.
It fueled the hunger, right? And I think really what should be learned here is that the start don't matter. How you start don't matter. It doesn't matter like what type of support you have or don't have. The point is that you started and you tried to figure it out, and that you kept at figuring it out. And I think that's really what's given you your voice. Is that you've still been going. And you know, like, I've listened to a lot of your music that you've put out over the last 6 years, but I really know this is more than 6 years. This is since you were a kid, right? Your boy was talking about last night how, like, you were one of the first ones in the little clique that had a laptop, and while your old man was working, y'all were taking the laptop and y'all were recording, but like there was no mic, so you're like yelling at the laptop for the laptop to pick
choppy
up.
As hell, man. We were taking like beats from Nat Piff. Mixtapes, you know what I'm saying? J Arms, I think that was, you know, he was one of the common DJs that would post instrumentals mixtapes on that Piff, and we would just rip them joints, and we would be on some one take. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, we got to hurry up and get it done. And this is just like some regular college shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, he said y'all had ciphers. Sometimes it was like 15 deep yelling at the fucking laptop.
We go to school. wait till my pops leave because he works overnight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But during the day, we all out. I'm in his car. I didn't have a car. I'm in his car. He has to use the car to go to work, so I have to come back home. But now we're all still together. So it's like, what do we do productive? What do we do to keep, you know what I'm saying? We were having a good time before my pops had to go to work. So I was like, man, y'all can come. I was doing it anyway.
Right.
And you know, to find out, you know, you find guys that share the same interests as you, they going to gravitate to it. And, you know, a lot of my friends, we build off energy, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And Word is one of those guys. He was actually he was the hardest spitter at the time. Like me, I always try to keep it funny, try to keep it fresh, but he was like the Lloyd Banks. Like he's going in, but he gave it up. But you know, I do it for guys like him, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we would go back in that basement and we'd just be carving just records over people instrumentals, and I'll be thinking like I'm in a real booth. You feel me? Like I'll be taking that same, and I think that my friends gravitated to that energy. And
well, I think that's also happening at the same time when you're watching like BET The Basement, and you got Tiger in the booth with the little microphone, and all your favorite rappers are periodically coming on this show when they're about to drop an album to promote. Yeah. So I could see the inspiration, and I could kind of, you know, visualize what that looks like. Yeah. So what was the first like moment with it? Do you remember like that first moment where you're like, yo, I think I could do this for a living. I think this is gonna be able to give me a way to provide?
It's shocking because it was actually the group home UCAN, which is an acronym for Unique Children's Advantage Network. Okay. And I was living in this group home for a few years. And I was rapping in there. Like I would come home from school, and instead of, you know, getting in trouble, I was carving bars, and, you know, and I would be in my room and everybody would hear it from the outside. It's like, man, he's going crazy. And it got wind to the CEO of the group home, you know, and he was like, man, I hear you, you know, just, you know, been rapping, you rapping about your life. And I want to know, how can you do that to incorporate in this group home that you live in? So I had to be challenged to make music that didn't have profanity and talk about my life like consistently on a track. And we would travel all over the country to other group homes and other agencies and foster care forums and all of these different things where we served as the entertainment, and we were called the Ulick Voices, you know what I'm saying? So we would go to these group homes and perform and make all of this money selling them CDs and stuff like that. And I was like, man, this, you know, we signed that deal, and it wasn't like no big $1 million deal and all that, but it taught me like, yeah, I really can do it, you know. And that, I think that's what gave me my first opportunity business-wise to think like that. Like, man, yeah, maybe I can make a living off this because I've changed lives in the group home, DCFS, water, the state system. I can take these talents and spread it out to the world because it's not just one dimensional.
What was the first track that went like viral for you? Like the first one that, like,
I would say Relapse, because it's a funny story, man. I don't know if you know this guy. Me and this guy Mick Jenkins, we were beefing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was like some little whack beef. You know, that because I made fun of a club in Chicago that he go to, and he felt like he was empowered. Yeah, he felt empowered about it. And then, you know, he started spitting bars on Twitter, and then I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna be going back and forth with you on Twitter. I'm going to the booth. You know what I'm saying? And I made a diss record called Dick Jerkins. Now that record went viral. I mean, it went viral because, you know, people were like damn near shaming Vic Spencer, like, man, this dude is trash. Like, why is he coming at Mick Jenkins, et cetera, et cetera. But when they went and looked up other work, they looked up Relapse, and Relapse, you know, like kind of like took off and went viral. And like, man, I felt like people are trying to make it seem like I can't like Vic Spencer too. Dude is dope. Yeah. Like, man, I feel like if he wasn't dissing Mick, y'all would be rooting for this guy. Yeah, so I think that Relapse, which is off The Cost of Victory, that's a 2015 record. I think that all of that stuff, 2015, like anything I said is like, man, you in a position of power to piss somebody off or be a villain or something. Like, I think that's when I really turned up my villainy. Right. Yeah, so yeah.
No,
I think the relapse.
I mean, dude, your voice, like when you're on a track, it like commands the attention, right?
Yeah.
And like when I listen to you storytelling and like just really, your poetry is just, your pen game is nasty, bro. Like you've obviously gone this independent route, right? With all of it, what do you think? Being independent and doing it all yourself, what have been your benefits, and then what have been like your struggles?
Okay.
And the reason why I ask this is because I know that there's going to be a lot of people that are in or about to be in a similar position as you, where they're like, man, I want to do this, but I don't really know what to expect.
Yeah. I would say keep doing it for the reason that you started in the first place. If you really, really love it, then you're going to continue to do it. You get sidetracked thinking about what another rapper's doing and how old you are and stuff like that. Because I'll be 40 this year. Right. And I can't think of nothing else to do but the music. Like, I have no, like, I feel like that's what saved my life. So I feel like if you really want to do it, don't think about what can happen from it. You know what I'm saying? Because you get caught up into like, oh man.
Well, yeah, that's just the human nature of skipping steps.
Yeah, You gotta work from the mud. You know what I'm saying? That's why I respect your story the most, man, because you really got it from the mud and really got your grit and the respect factor. It's all tangled in the energy that you have. So, man.
But people like yourself, the culture and hip hop in general have really taught me that, right? Like I told you in the car when we were driving around, like I wanted to rap when I was a kid. I wanted to play baseball when I was a kid. I wanted to play basketball when I was a kid. I'm short. I can shoot, but I can't really dribble. I'm not gonna stop nobody. Look, I can't play. I can't jump. I can't. You know what I'm saying? I might be able to hit a fastball, but them curves you got me. Like I'm not touching those, right? So then I want to rap, but I was too scared. Of the criticism that would come if what I was saying wasn't relatable or wasn't appreciated, or if it just didn't make sense, right? I'm like, so for me, it was like, how do I continue to interact with this culture that I love? And if it was finding my way, and it was never, you're right, it was never about making $1. Like, we have all these blessings and all these things that, you know, when you have those moments to yourself, like, I wish this, I wish that, it'd be cool this, it'd be cool that. But when you look back at, even when you start touching these things, it ain't even about that. It's just the fact that what you love has allowed you to be in it for as long as you have. And I bring that back to, like, you brought up your age. You know, when I first started listening to rap, you know, the wild thing is that once there was like a hill, there was like the folklore, the unsaid folklore of rap was, once you hit a certain age, no one cares, right? But people like yourself, the Method Mans, the Redmans, it could keep the Nas's, the J's of the world are showing that the pen game gets stronger as you get older. And even Joe, is like, Joe's reinvented himself over and over, and it's hit after hit. And it's just staying with what you love. You think, do you think that going the independent route was a better move, or do you still think that going the commercial, landing on a major label?
No, independent is the best way. DIY, man. Do it yourself.
Right.
And there's no particular reason. Like, I haven't been burnt in the industry that way because of my wanting to do everything. Like, I want to be a part of everything. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? You can't wait to get to the store there. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I get anxiety when I'm at the store. Like, this is today will be the latest I've ever gone to my store since we moved. Great. See, and it's only like 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock, right?
But I feel like I done lost half a day, but I haven't even lost a day. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So that's like my approach. Like, I'm in the studio every Sunday, and I'm here in Vegas on Sunday. I'm supposed to be in the studio, right? I'm supposed to be in my 3rd hour of the studio right now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And you're working on 4 different projects, you said.
At one time. Yeah.
You know what's wild is, like, I looked at your discography, so you did like about 6 or 7 joints already, right?
Yeah.
and you're about to drop like after these are done, your 5th or 6th album of this year. So you really been going hard this year.
Crazy, yeah. Like I felt like maybe 4 years ago, I was like, man, you know what? Nike knows what they're gonna drop in 2022. I want to be that same way. You know what I'm saying? So any video I'm shooting right now, any song I'm recording right now, is from 2 years from now. Like that's how. That's what type of time I'm on. Like I got everything this year wrapped up, everything next year wrapped up.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
amazing.
And that's even with videos and stuff like that. Like all of
that.
that.
Once you get it out of the way, then you could like pretty much just focus on the next step. And what's the next step?
Yeah.
You know,
kind of like the easier steps.
Yeah.
I feel like the work and the videos, those are like the hard things. You know what I'm saying? I'll be figuring out what to wear is one of the hardest things than coming up with a bar. You know what I'm saying?
How have sneakers influenced your whole like rap career? Cause I see you like, bro, you talking about like, you got yesterday, we posted on the Insta story, the little bra, the shoe that you was like shoes colored bra. And then I got you and your family talking about how this whole verse was about this one sneaker.
Yeah. Man, we were like in college, we were like one of those guys that wanted to stand out. Like we were wearing mid-top Air Force Ones when everybody canceled them out. Like we were.
I think mids. I know Mayor's gonna kill me and Joe's gonna hate me for this, but I love mids more than I love any other Air Force One.
Yeah,
like,
I still got the love for the lows more than all the highs or the mids. But I like certain mids. Like I wasn't scared of. I think people were scared of the mids. You know what I'm saying? This most feared shoe, but. It was certain ones that you had to have. Like you had to have the Tuskegee joints. You had to have those Coke butter joints. We took pride in those joints. Like
I already know.
Yeah.
And then I see you go from you're talking about sneakers every once in a while, and then out of nowhere you drop a joint and you got Joe Freshgoods on there. And I've never met the guy, but I have a massive appreciation for what he's done.
No, a Libra like us. So
it's amazing to see him getting his flowers and the opportunities, and that these brands are finally starting to recognize that we can dictate or create and have support within our community to build shit that the world will appreciate.
Yeah, and Joe is a strong ambassador for this shit. Strong ambassador.
Hearing the amount of shit he talked on there was like the most amazing. I was like, damn, man, he got Joe Freshgoods out here just talking hot shit. Like, it was amazing, man. And it gives me hope and excitement just to see that these two worlds are just like, they're more intertwined now than they've ever been. And it's because of ambassadors like yourself and Joe. It's really beautiful to see, man. And I want to wish you nothing but the best going forward. Keep these projects coming, bro, because we need them. I'm gonna be in Chicago soon. I hope you got time for to show me around a little bit when I go out there and to pull up with me to SneakerCon when I go to Chicago this year. I'd love to go over there and buy a couple shoes and stimulate the economy in the shop.
Yes, sir.
And I think we might be able to drop something at some point.
Yeah.
Where we work together. I've been pitching. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Go ahead and write in the comments if you think Vic Spencer should drop out a digital album with a little bit of merch that maybe wins you some shit at Urban Necessities.
Unvic. That's what we can get, you know what I'm saying? Unvic sounds good. That's a good, you know what I'm saying? Something to get your minds thinking.
so get used to seeing my man. Make sure to give him a follow. Check him out on the gram. Go download everything. Trust me, it's worth giving a listen or 10 or 100 like I do. And write down below what's your favorite track, what's your favorite album, what do you want to see more of, less of. But I also want to take a little bit of this time that I got Vic with me and talk about the top 10 10 selling shoes from Urban Necessities for the month of July in 2021.
Let's go.
And I think some people might be pleasantly surprised, bro. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of the ones that were on here were on my June one, but I'm gonna give you other ones, so I've kind of extended it just because if I tell you the same shoe, this is what's gonna really happen, right? The first thing is you guys are gonna go out and buy more, which there's nothing wrong with that. But then you're gonna flood the store with more of stuff, and it may or may not hit as well as it did last month. Yeah. So I want to give you other ones that I know are selling extremely well, and we may be short-staffed, but short stocked on. Mm-hmm. So this particular shoe we sold 60 pairs of last month. It's the Yeezy Carbon, the Yeezy 350 V2 Carbon. Here's a shoe that I've sold. Last month we sold 60 pairs of it. At the moment I only have 12 pairs. Wow. Right? We're selling these between $300 to $350 a pair. You could go on your favorite apps and get them for about $300. So this is a shoe that now you got to keep in mind. We're almost at a year from when it released. Mm-hmm. I got a feeling that this is a shoe that we're going to probably be able to sell next month for about $370 to $400. Yeah. Right? So this is a shoe that you could probably make, you know, we keep 10%, so you're making $40. But if you buy 10 of them, you know what I mean, 400, and I only got 12, and last month we sold 60. And I think that the only reason we sold 60 was because we didn't really have that many to begin with. Like, I'm looking at the sizes that we have here in the store, and, you know, I don't have no 13s, I don't have no 10 and a halves, I don't got no 9s. No. I only got one 9.5, and these are some of the more common sizes in the United States, right? Yeah. So don't get discouraged, and you guys know, or if you're new here, for me it's always been about volume, not margin. You can't get caught up in the volume, because if you're always caught up on volume, you're not gonna have enough. If you get caught up on the margin, you're not gonna be able to do enough volume. Yeah. Right. So you don't want to hit home runs. You want to bat for average. Mm-hmm. Right. And if you're a baseball dude like me, I'm a Mets fan, and shout out to the Mets for picking up Javi Baez. I know that didn't affect you none because you were a White Sox fan. Yeah. Your boy, I don't know if you saw your boy yesterday hit 3 home runs, and his first 3 home runs came in the first game. Wow. And that's like the first time in baseball history. But anyways, enough with the nerding out on sports. But you want to bat for average. Yeah. If you're in a baseball, you know, Edgar Martinez was one of my favorite players growing up, right? And Edgar batted like 330 damn near almost every year for like 12, 15 years. He in the Hall of Fame for batting 300. That's average. That's just average. That's not great. That's not shitty. That's not amazing. That's average. Average can get you into the Hall of Fame if you do it long enough, right? Or you can hit 100 home runs in a season, and then everybody thinks you did steroids, and you know, then you lead the league. My man Sosa. Yeah. Or then you lead the league in strikeouts for 7 years or some shit like that, but you had 100 home runs and, you know, couple. Yeah. So there's 2 ways to go about it, and neither one is wrong, but one is like a safer way to do it. Mm-hmm. So buying carbons at 300 and selling them at 370 to 400 next month, when I only have 12 pairs of something that I sold 60 of, is probably a good way to bat for average. Yeah. Right? What do you think of these? Is that a shoe Vic Spencer would rock?
Nah, that's not a shoe Vic Spencer would rock. I only owned the first 350 V2s, the Belugas. I sold them instantly. Yeah. Like, you those are going. I sold them for.
No, you probably gave them away.
Yeah.
They going for wild money now, the Belugas.
Yeah. I really did a dumb word to tell you. Yeah, I was a dummy for doing what I did to get rid of those.
Yeah, Belugas now go for like a stack.
Yeah. In our size, I had 8.5.
So another one, this is going to be very surprising, but the rise of the Air Jordan 1 mid this year is like wild. It's wild, bro. Like, so this particular shoe, we've actually sold 70 pairs of, and I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I'm so caught up on the operational side of Urban Necessities now, right? That I'm not really like as in tune as I once used to be with releases. Mm-hmm. So I don't know where this wave of mids came. I know they've been around since the beginning of time.
I think these some of these collabs kind of help, and I think if you want to incorporate the dunks, how many dunks they've been just dropping. Like when people can't get those, they'll get these mids. Me personally, I'm not a fan. That's one silhouette that I can't do in the mid. That's
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, these resellers and these kids that and women and men alike, they're making this a really hot shoe right now, man. Women's, let me pull this up on my back end.
I think women starting to rock more Jordan 1s is probably another factor too. Like women are.
Well, I think it's amazing that women are finally starting to be respected a little bit more and getting more opportunities than just throwing pink on a shoe. Yeah. I'm not necessarily saying that that's what, like, happens to be a pink shoe, but I'm trying to, hold on, let's see what we're sub BQs. Pull up this style code so I could pull this up in the system, and I could show this shoe to you. All right, so this particular shoe, I sold 70 pairs of. 70 pairs last month. I only got 13 pairs. We're selling these for anywhere between $200 to $275. It's a women's shoe, so men go a size and a half down, right? So if I'm an 8.5 in men's, I'm a 10 in women's,
right? And
that's a $275 shoe. But peep game, this is a shoe that you could buy for $120 to $150. The most expensive, $120 to $195. So you can make $40, $50, $60, $70 on this shoe, and this is a top 10 shoe at Urban Necessities. Low investment, right? So if these shoes you buying them at, let's just say you're buying them at $150 and you're selling them at $250, right? You're making $75 profit at Urban Necessities, and it's a safe assessment that if we sold 70 pairs and I only got 12 pairs, that's probably gonna sell and you're gonna make some money. Is this
pretty much?
Is this a shoe you would buy wifey? Would you let wifey wear these?
Yeah, she would. I think my oldest daughter would wear those.
I think the reason why men's are being accepted now too is not everybody's tall, right?
Yeah.
And these highs, if I wear a Jordan 1 high, I'm only 5'6", so if I wear a Jordan 1 high, the highs is hitting like the bottom of my kneecap, and it looks like I'm on some equestrian shit, right? So I guess that's why people are wearing mids a little bit more, is because they're coming to the realization, I ain't as tall, I don't meet the height requirement to wear highs, right? So mids are in. That's why I think that's what it is. Or I'm assuming.
That's a good take though. Real talk.
Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's because I'm like over the hump now, or I done gained a couple extra pounds, or I got a couple more grays, or I'm just tired of seeing so many 1 highs. I can't wear highs no more. Like I look at shoes and I'm like, Scott, it goes over the ankle, and I don't want to wear it. Like you see me on the slides all the time. I'm in dunks all the time.
Yeah.
But this barely 1 mid rows, you can make about $50 to $75 a pair, and I think you should really go and buy some of these and send them to Urban Necessities. Here's and I'm going 10, 9, 8, right? So this is number 8 that I'm gonna give you on this list, and it's the Yeezy Boost Mono Ice. That we've sold 86 pairs of this, right? And 86 pairs of Mono Ice. These are the ones that are like kind of like the see-through, but you could like kind of see the guts of the shoe or the structure of the shoe. Like these are like the reverse Venoms looking ass vibes, right? So on your favorite apps, you could get these from like $260 to $300, and I'm selling them for. And then you got to keep in mind too that if you were to buy this shoe today, from when you see the video, and then you send it in to Urban Necessities, that whole process from when you order it on your favorite app to getting it to your house to then getting it to me, it's going to put it about a month out, almost a month out, right?
Right.
So being modest with the inflation, let's just say it goes up $25. Like the market goes up $25 from when you bought it to now. Right, and then with my sprinkle on top, right? So I'm selling these right now from like 310. I mean, I got some at $400, bro. right? And you could get these for $260 to $300. That's another shoe, $50 to $100 margin, and it's a safe assessment that by the time you see this video and you buy it 2 weeks later, right? This has probably gone up $25, right? Then by the time it gets to you and then you mail it to me and I put it in the system, it's probably another 2 weeks. So we're a whole nother month out.
Right.
So you're probably $25 to $50 profit on something I'm already up 100 on. And we sold 86 pairs. So this is free game. You're asking me about the shoes that you can make money on, that are a safe investment, that this is something that the second we touch them, they're gonna sell. If we sold 80, you gotta think, 86 pairs. It might not sound like much, but there's only 30 days in a month, right? And we have literally, we did almost 10,000 transactions this month, 9,300 to be modest. So think, out of those 9,300 times, 86 pairs of these were grabbed. We sell a lot of shoes, right? Yeah. But that's one where we could be making a lot more money for you and moving a lot more of them, because if we're selling 80 to 100 pairs of something, then that's a commonly asked for shoe. And I just don't have the size integrity to take care of everybody that's asking for that shoe.
Exactly.
Free game, right?
Yeah.
Would you rock this model, or you done with the Yeezys forever? You done?
I'm not done with the Yeezys forever.
But you done with the V2s?
I'm done with the V2s, yeah.
I could dig. I haven't worn one in quite some time myself. But they are comfortable, and we have made a decent amount of money on those over the years.
I think that's like the for the young people and for people that love comfortability, it's the new
it is a comfortable shoe.
Yeah, super comfortable, super comfy.
So this one excites me, bro, because I brought this one up, and I'm not even. Ern, you're gonna have to reel in the one part from last month's video into this part of it. Vegas, if you don't let this shoe stay in my top 10 for a long time, I'm gonna be very disappointed. These are our state colors. You're supposed to wear this particular shoe. Actually, you're supposed to wear this shoe at least twice a week. And if you're not wearing them at least twice a week, you shouldn't really be in Vegas or Nevada for that matter. Where I was like, Vegas, you can't not let this shoe not be in my top 10 every month, because this is a Vegas shoe. And the city, you can't do that, right? So the Unlv Dunk is once again a top selling shoe for Urban Necessities for the month of July. We sold 94 pairs of these, right? Now on your favorite apps, they're like 200 to 280. Well, 200 to 280, and I'm selling them. We selling them from 220. Let me see what the most expensive. 220 to 260. So you can make minimal money there, but still we sold 100 pairs, and you should be able to make 20 to 40 bucks a pair. So it just really boils down to, when I'm giving you this list, is go on the website, see what sizes you don't see that I have, see how much I could buy, how much you could buy it for, and see how much I could sell it for, right? So my rule of thumb to you is that when you're buying on the apps and you're consigning at Urban Necessities, right? Whatever you paid, charge 12 to 15% over and consign it at that once it goes up. By the time you get this content, again, another shoe that goes up a little bit. People are gonna, this is the part of the video, they're gonna be like, bro, you ain't making no money on that shoe. But what they're missing is if they buy, let's just say you got $5,000 on a credit card that you could spend, that you get points on, right? And I take 5,000 and I divide it by 220, and that's 22, basically, let's just say 23 pairs, but then I take my 23 pairs and I multiply it by, like, let's say $40 profit, it's $920 profit. Yeah. Right? And I could probably make that for you in a week. 900 on some doing nothing is, I mean, you can make a living off of that. I mean, that's what y'all doing with this unemployment, right? That's why y'all not trying to work, because you're making about $900 a week, and you could really just be doing that on the side, send it home, and not be on unemployment and make this a job and a business. Yeah. I'm sorry, I get carried away sometimes. Yeah. The sarcasm run deep though with me sometimes. This one is pleasantly surprised. Okay. This one I'm kind of happy, because Y'all have already seen me invest pretty hard. I made a little picture, and it happens to be this shoe right here, which is the white Oreo IV. How you feeling about those?
Those are pretty clean. I like those actually.
So white Oreo IV.
I just hate they didn't have Nike Air on the back.
Yeah, but you know the thing is, I feel you. But the problem is if we put Nike Air on the back of everything, we're not gonna want anything because Nike Air is on everything, right?
Yeah.
So at the moment, I have not consigned my pairs. I'm holding the 44 pairs that I bought for quite some time. I'm actually gonna act like I forgot that I even bought those and probably bust those out for you come Black Friday or something like that. But at the moment, I'm selling these for like $340 to $400. I'm selling them for $340 to $400, and you can buy them for $300 to $320.
Crazy.
We sold. So I've seen a massive change in sneakers like this year. It feels like if it's a white shoe, we're on it. It don't matter what you put, just throw a little splash of white on it and it's selling this year. Whereas in times past, I feel like people were scared. Even myself, I've talked about this for years. I don't really wear white shoes because growing up, it was like, that was the hardest thing to keep clean.
Yeah. So shit.
But y'all are, you know, y'all are proving me wrong with this theory. We sold 107 pairs of these, and I got a feeling that if y'all sent me 1,000 of these, I could probably sell 1,000 of these at $340 to $400, and you can make some serious money with that shoe.
Boom.
Yeah.
This is the way I look at it. The numbers
don't lie.
They add up and it accumulates real fast. So, you know, I've learned to respect the consignment wave. Like I remember when I bought my first sneaker on consignment, and it was the Doom SB.
Yeah, that was a great shoe.
And I think I bought it at $275 or something like that. Maybe like a year after it dropped. And at that time, I was like, man, that was a lot of money. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it was a very negative, like, perception of sneakers because the way sneaker consignment was done back then, it wasn't really honest.
Yeah.
In the sense, like, there wasn't really, you go to stores, there'd be no prices. They pick and choose who they want to help. They'd make up the prices. You know, like for as many complaints as there are about everybody's favorite apps, whatever choice you have, right? And they've really cleaned up and have policed the way that it should, and it's making it fair. Yeah. Now, granted, there's some shit that's worth wild bread that a lot of us can't justify, and they're like, man, ain't no way this shoe is worth this. Right. But that Doom now is like, that was an amazing investment on your part in hindsight.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah. So I looked at, once I started to respect it more, I looked at that aspect, the investment aspect. It's like, well, I do buy what I like and wear, but then at the same time, it's something that you can probably double or triple what you paid for. And you know, you might be like, man, I don't want these joints, and you might want to. Well,
you're turning a passion into a business.
Yeah.
Right. And the business side of it is what could feed what your passion over the years. Like I'm at a point, I have no shame in my game. Like I will buy the hell out of tons of sneakers, wear the hell out of them, and when they get to a point where I can't justify paying that for another pair, those are gone, and we gonna sell all those to pay for the next 300 pair because I'm excessive. Yeah. Right? And there's no way that I'm gonna keep digging in my pocket for my hard-earned little money. Right,
and that's the crazy part, because you could take three of your oldest sneakers and go.
Oh yeah, like my Paris Dunk. Everybody asked me, "Yo, what did you pay for that?" Right? I paid $27,000 for that shoe. $27,000. But when I first started reselling 8 years ago, that was $1,000 shoe. Right? So it jumped in 8 years. It jumped to $27,000. Now you go look at my size. If I had it brand new, like people are asking 140, 150 grand. Jay ain't gonna ask that, but when the day comes that Jay says, I want to sell this shoe, you best believe I'm getting at least $27,000 for a shoe. I done yammed my foot in at least 7, 8, 9, 10 times because I am gonna wear the hell out that shoe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But think about, damn, Jay could go sell his shoe after he done wore it 10 times and go buy a used Prius or put a fat little down payment on something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sneakers right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is number 5.
Yeah.
I'm throwing people off. I'm throwing myself off. Shadow 2.0, Jordan 1. How you feel about these?
They clean. Do I like them? Nah. Shadows. When I look at his SVDs and I look at the shadows, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I wish the gray was a lot darker.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is like a reintroduction to an iconic shoe with a twist for Gen Z, right? That's kind of how
That's how you gotta do it.
If I was the fly on the wall at Jordan Brand when they were like, "Yo, what do you think about doing?" That's probably they were like, "Well, half these people don't know the story. Let's reintroduce them to the story, right?" And because the colors are inverted, it's classic, but it's not that. And they're selling on your favorite apps right now for $215 all the way to $275, and we're selling these. We're selling these at $275 all the way to, man, let's see here. We got about 35 pairs. We got about 35 pairs of these. We selling $275. Most expensive pair that I got is currently $350, right? So you can make about 30, 40 bucks on these. Shadow 2.0s, we sold 127 pairs of them last month, right? Anything that's more than 100 pairs of in a month, there's serious attention, and I'm telling you, there's gotta be hundreds, if not thousands of times that someone's walking into my store, picking that shoe up and saying, shit, they don't have my size.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what I need you to get caught up on. Shadows are a small investment. This shoes are $300, like under $300. I got a feeling that come September, November, this is a $500 shoe.
Crazy.
That's a $500 shoe in my opinion come holidays. So this might be your long haul. This might be your long play. This might be your 6 month journey. Yo, let me put $5,000 on a credit card, or if you can more, or take, and yo, mom, dad, trust me, this guy's telling me this is the one. Tuck these till Christmas and come holler at me. Or let's flip a whole bunch of them and make a little bit more money and figure out is the next one, which is number 4. Yeezy Foam Runner Sand.
Oh yeah.
You doing those?
Yeah.
You can get with those? All right.
I get with those.
All right, so this is number 4, Yeezy Sand.
I need me a pair.
And they're not hitting for too much, bro. I mean, they're starting to climb. On the apps, they're $350 to $400. But last month they were like, that was like a $250 to $300 shoe. So it's jumped like $100 in a month. So see, this goes back to me saying I'm not in the loop as much as I thought I was in the loop. So I only got 20 pairs of these, and we sold 167 pairs of these. And we're selling them at $400. We're selling them at $400 to $500 a pair.
Yeah, crazy. That's crazy.
So you can make You can make about 100 to 150 bucks a pair on these in store. I got a feeling. That's another shoe I bought. And Ern, you can show them. I bought about 24 pairs of these, and they're just tucked. And I know I bought mine 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you're getting insider trading vibes right now, but I'm trying to put y'all in the loop.
Yeah, coming soon.
So here's another one this is number 3. Yeezy Pure Slide.
Yeah, I'm rocking with all the slides, man. They just look good with everything.
So yo, we was in Florida. My old man passed away, and I was in Tampa. I was in Orlando, Tampa, Miami, Fort Lauderdale the whole weekend. I went to pretty much almost every consignment shop, sneaker store that was in any major mall or any little standalone that had a little bit of buzz in that city. I went. I didn't see a single slide being sold in any one of them stores for less than $500.
Correct.
Right? But you could get them for under $300. Some of them you could get Yeezy Pures. You could get for, you're looking at this app, $150 for some sizes, right? I'm selling Yeezy Pures right now for $230, $300. Like the cheapest ones are $230. The most expensive ones are $350. But I'm telling you, there's stores pumping them at $500. 162 pairs sold last month. No, sorry, 166 pairs we sold of those. The next shoe we got is University Blue. That's one that's number 2. That's the one that you constantly see being won at the Heat Lockers. We're just gonna go with you're buying these University Blue 4.
Right. The suede on there is
crazy. You could get them for under 400, and I'm selling them I think at like 500 now, right? Ern?
Yeah, 450, 500, depending on the size.
And that's gonna be a shoe again that this month I think is gonna spike up another $50. By the time you get them to me, they're $550.
And it's working for you.
And it's
like
working. And come holidays, that's $600-700. Right? So that was a good one. We forecasted this at SneakerCon Dallas. We was buying pairs. Listen, I bought 81 pairs at SneakerCon Dallas for under, it was like $230 to $280 a pair. 81 pairs. Now these shits is hitting $500. That was 2 months ago. Like, and this one is like amazing to me. And this is the #1 selling shoe for Urban Necessities. We sold 184 pairs last month of these. And I'm telling you, I don't have nowhere near as many as I should have.
Panda.
Yeah, Panda Dunk. SKU code DD13391. Black White Panda, I'm selling every pair for $360 to $400. Right? Yeah. Right? Now, this shoe's been retroed. This shoe's been re-released like 8 times since I moved to Caesar's Palace. You can still buy pairs for $280, bro. You can buy pairs for $280. You can buy pairs, you know, some prices, some are crazy, but we're at $400. We're at $400 with this shoe. So on some sizes, you can make some serious scratch. It's a shoe that I'm being asked for all day long. I sold 184 pairs of men's sizes, but I also sold. It's in my top 25 for grade school, and I sold another 98 pairs of those in grade school sizes, bringing that to 98, 184. Let's just say it's almost 300 pairs in a month of this shoe that you could make $100 on. So these are my top 10 for Urban Necessities for this month. I'm telling you, if you could figure out what credit card, this is my biggest suggestion. Jay, how do you work? How do you make your money? Like, I don't make my money being paid hourly. I'm my least paid employee in there. I pay myself the state minimum for a managerial position, but I get my bread using my credit cards, consigning the items where I'm lacking size integrity that are in my top 25. And now I'm taking the time and giving you free game, telling you which ones are the top ones selling. And what you need to do is you need to find that credit card if you can, right? And whatever that investment is, whatever your limit is on that card, spend half of it, right? And consign them. But before you do that, make sure that what you spend, let's say that card is a $5,000 limit. Spend $2,500, but have the $2,500 to pay it off the next day, right? Buy it, send it, build the points, build your credit, right? Now try to get into the habit of pulling these shoes and doing that $2,500 spend. Try to get to twice a week, right? Then go from $2,500, how do you get to $5,000? And then try to do that twice a week where you're spending the $5,000, paying it off, next move, then that. And keep flipping and flipping and flipping and flipping. Get your 5 to 10, your 10 to 20, your 20 to 30. You start getting to 20, if you start doing $50,000 a week, that's 2.4 mil in 12 months. Yeah, my advocates work fast. I might be off by a couple dollars, but I'm really close around the number that I'm telling you if you're spending $50,000 a week on shoes. But think about the financial freedom that creates if your volume is happening that. So, and that's why I'm saying the importance of volume will always win out over margin. Because if you're always trying to hit home runs and you're trying to make 200, 300, 400 on every pair that you buy, you're not gonna have enough. You're not gonna have enough. But if you got 30 different things making you 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks times 100 over the course of a year, 2 years, 4 years, 5 years, yo, that's life changing.
Yeah.
And when I'm giving you these lists, it's not to fucking brag about what shoes I'm selling or how much money I'm making. It's me begging you to take time out your day to get creative, to find the crumbs, to be able to make crumb cake.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's pretty much it, man. I'm done yapping. Vic, I appreciate you pulling up and hanging out with me for the last couple days, bro. It's been an honor and a pleasure, man.
Hey, appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
All the hospitality. I thank you, brother.
Yeah. And guys, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Again, tell me what your favorite tracks are, favorite albums are from Vic. Tell me what you think about Vic maybe doing digital albums with UN merch and, you know, what is it? Correct me if I'm wrong. Victimized clothing, and see what we come up with, man. And let me know what y'all want to see, and make sure to catch us a sneak account when we pull up and show out. Adios. So the next video that you're probably going to see from me, or the next set of videos that you're going to see from us, is one, I got a pop-up with Mosh and Westside Gun happening during SummerSlam weekend here in Vegas. Now's the time to book your flights to Vegas to come check that out. And then we're going to be headed over to Denver SneakerCon. So you know the vibes. We're coming to buy a little bit, consign a lot of it, and sell a little bit of merch, and maybe give some shoes away. So I'll see you guys real soon.